if you could fuse any Pokemon together to create something completely new? And what if I told you that also includes Digimon? Welcome to Pokémon Infinite Fusion, a game where fusion has no limits. And you already know that I'm making it my mission to build a full Digimon team. But that's not all, there's a special version of a Digimon hiding in this game, and unlocking it won't be easy. Can I pull it off? Let's find out. First of all, you can customize your character right from the start. That's already a W in my book. I don't know how much about this game other than the fact that they are fusions, so I'm excited as hell to dive in. We get introduced to DNA Splitters, the key item that lets you combine two Pokemon into one hybrid fusion. Right off the bat, the game looks fantastic. We're back in Kanto, but with a beautifully enhanced graphics. Since the goal is to build a full Digimon team, my starter has to be Charmander, and trust me, you'll see why later. Meanwhile, Gary's been the menace he is, steals the two remaining starters and fuse them together. But at least I managed to clapping in battle, securing my first dub. D&D Splitters in hand, I'm hyped to start fusing, but we'll have to wait until we get the right Pokemon. For now, Charmander is rolling solo. Heading into Viridian Forest, I see a ton of fusion Pokemon, which is so sick, but none of them are what I need right now. Great experience form for Charmander though. After some grinding, Charmander evolves into Charmeleon at level 16, W. The game even lets you choose between different sprite styles when Pokemon evolve, which is honestly a game changer. This game is packed with cool features like quests for custom outfits, and I even got Ash Ketchum's hat. Of course, I'm gonna put it on. Since I'll take a while to build our Digimon team, I caught a Pichu. We may as well experience the Pokemon side of things while we wait, right? So here we are now into the gym going against Brock. So Brock got two fusion Pokemon, a Geodude plus Pidgey and an Onix plus Diglett fusion. Even though my Charmeleon is over level, I really need some Digimon, man. But at least I still managed to win. To prep for future fusions, I caught a Kakuna and a Weedle. I need them to evolve into Beedrill for future Digimon. I also picked up a Magikarp and Zubat, cause why not? Inside Mountain Moon, there's a secret battle area, and of course, Team Rocket is up to no good, trying to fuse 3 Digimon together and failing miserably. Meanwhile, Gary's got a fusion, and I'm getting jealous. I really need some Digimon right now, man, because without it, the game is going to be quite difficult. So after helping Bill, who somehow fused himself with a Rhydon, it's time to face Misty. Thanks to Charmeleon, we secure another gym badge. Oh, and I also got myself a Sentry in Mountain Moon. This is going to be very good for future evolutions. After that, I made my way to Vermilion City to go into the SSN, and I completed the whole event in there. Nothing crazy, only a good place to really get some levels, honestly. Then it was time to go into the third gym leader. So we go against my boy, the one and only Lieutenant Surge. So he starts the battle with a simple Volt By. I'm guessing this is an electric and water type, and with my fire type, I actually killed it. Next up, he sent out a Ray Buzz, which is a mix of Raichu and Electabuzz, if I'm not mistaken, and again, my Charmeleon was strong enough to beat it. I really enjoyed this battle, honestly. It was different, and I just love the fusion, man. It's a really cool gimmick to the game. But with that being said, now it's time to keep going because we want to try to get those fusions and hopefully we can get them very shortly. Since there's no Digimon inside just yet, I just kept training my Charmeleon and it finally evolved into a Charizard, and goddamn do I love the sprites, and the variety of sprites that we have for this amazing Pokemon is incredible. I love all of them, honestly, but I went with the one that looks funny to me for some reason, so why not? I also caught myself a Machoke that's gonna be very important for later. And with that being said though, it's finally time to evolve my Kakuna into Beedrill, and now I can finally do the first Digimon fusion. So putting Beedrill here and this other Pokemon, and here we go. We got ourselves Beedrillmon. If we've been honest, this guy looks like a Stigmon, but it's not exactly Stigmon. It looks really more like a fusion of Stigmon and Beedrill, right? So I guess that counts as a Digimon for now. As I kept going, I got myself a Sentru that I actually needed 2 Sentru in order to get the next fusion and get both of them level 22, and by doing that, we got ourselves an actual Digimon, Ankylomon. Yep, that's how you get him. That's incredible though. I can't believe that there's actually real Digimon in Pokemon Fire Red. I'm always happy with that. Next up is heading into the sewers. Yup, you actually team up with Erika, the gym leader, to defeat Team Rocket. And as you go through this, you get into many battles against Team Rocket, and then at the end you get a fight with Giovanni. And of course, winning this battle was no problem since we had Erika by our side, and right away we can go ahead and challenge her into a battle. And speaking of Erika's battle, I totally forgot to record it, but here's the proof that I have the badge. Then we made our way to the Safari Zone, and here I caught myself a couple Digimon, aka Pokemon I shall say, that are Persian, Nidorino. Then I had to make my way to the Pokemon Tower. I caught myself a Cubone that I'm actually gonna need to use to train into Marowak. In Koga's gym, I got Cubone to evolve into Marowak, so we're really close to getting a super excited Digimon. Then it was time for Koga's battle, and I gotta say, man, his fusion were so funny, especially his Venomoth fusion of Venomoth and Grimmer, which really doesn't make a good fusion. And then we had the funniest one, which was his final Pokemon fusion, which is Shanok, a fusion of Chansey and Monk. Like, don't do that ever again. Like, that was just so ugly. I got the free Hitmonchan, which we're actually gonna need for our Digimon, and this one makes total sense, you're gonna see. Then I made my way into Silphco, and here, for some reason, my Beedrill decided to evolve into this weird B-Champ, a fusion of Beedrill and Machamp, and it doesn't have a Digimon into it anymore, so we're not gonna use him anymore. Bye-bye. And some things that I totally forgot as well is that you need a Moonstone in order to get Nidoking. So I made my way back to Mountain Moon, and then once I got the Moonstone, used it and got Nidoking. And then by fusing Nidoking with Marowak, we got ourselves Skull Greymon. Let's go. It's always exciting to get that. It's just funny that it's a ground and poison type, which doesn't really make any sense with Skull Greymon, but I'm still gonna take it now that we have this amazing Skull Greymon on our team. With Skull Greymon by our side, it's now time to team up with Gary to go against Giovanni. And in this battle, I lost my goddamn Charizard. I was not expecting it, that I needed to use this goddamn Beedrill X Machamp transformation to win the battle. But the cool thing is, I had another Machoke that I captured for future evolutions that got us Machoke to evolve to Machamp, because in this game you don't need to train, you can just level up or get the item to make it happen. So that was really great. And we got ourselves a free Johto starter for winning the battle. Got the Master Ball, which I'm gonna keep for a very special Digimon that we're gonna need, or Pokemon I shall say. But now the next fusion can now happen by fusing Persian and Machamp into Bencho motherfucking Leomon. Yup! Just like that, we got ourselves this amazing transformation. I'm very happy to have him, and hopefully he can stay alive throughout the rest of the game, because we know what Leomon's fate is normally. Anyways, I was finally able to go into the next gym leader, Sabrina, and she stand no chance. After that, I caught myself a Cacnea. By getting Cacnea into his next form, Cacturn, we can fuse Hitmonchan plus Cacturn together into Tugemon, which makes total sense. Like I said, having Hitmonchan with his boxing glove while having a cactus Pokemon, fusing the two makes the perfect Digimon. So next up is Blade, and by using Charizard and Ankylomon's Earthquake, I managed to beat him with no problem. And speaking of that, something completely changed in this game, because now when it comes to Giovanni, he ended up capturing all legendary birds and he fused them all together, and now we must take on them. And to win this fight, I actually needed to use multiple revive. Thank God we had Charizard by our side, because without it, it would have made that fight so much harder. So what I did is I defeated Articuno first, since it was the easiest for me to defeat, then Moltres, then Zapdos, and that's how I managed to beat this team. And I gotta say that this was probably the hardest fight that we had so far in this game. And once that battle was over with, the fusion actually broke down, and now if we like, we can actually get ourselves Moltres. But the thing is, he doesn't have anything related to Digimon, so I'd rather just let him be in peace and live his life instead of having him as a slave. With that, it's time for the final gym against Giovanni once again. Back again. Guess who's back? Giovanni, bitch. So here he sent out a Ryras, and I really like this evolution, and it sucks because he got completely destroyed by my Charizard. Then he sent out the Electra Trio that I really need to switch, so I went with someone else, with Tugemon actually, to take it down. And now it was time for his Goat Champ, and he got destroyed by my Skull Greymon actually. sent out a Prime King that looks really funny looking, and he completely destroyed my Pokemon, Digimon I should say. So I switched to my Ankylomon, use Earthquake to finish off the rest of this team. Earthquake is a killer in this game, so fuck his fusion. He got destroyed, and I'm glad that he's retired because he doesn't deserve the pulse of a gym leader after getting his ass whooped twice. Just like that, we got ourselves all the gym badges, and right after we got ourselves into another battle against a rival, and I gotta say that this, as always, is very easy. And since we got a lot more fusion, it's not gonna cause any troubles, right? So I made my way to Indigo Plateau, and in order to get this next fusion, I realized that I needed to go back to the Safari Zone and catch myself a Rhyhorn. And by having a Rhyhorn, now I needed to train him. So I went back into Victory Road to do so, going against this Pokemon fusion called Venusaur. It's a fusion of, I'm guessing, Blastoise and Venusaur, if I'm not mistaken. And I just kept fighting this guy over and over again because he gives a lot of experience and it's an easy target for me. And once I was done with that, I was able to get myself my Rhyhorn into a Rhydon, then into his last form, which is Rhyperior. And to get him, you need to be level 55. You actually don't need the protector item because in this game there's a way where you can just level up to get so I tried my ass off to do that, and now I fused Charizard with Rhyperior to get ourselves the one and only Wargreymon. It looks fantastic. I love the design. There's actually multiple ones that you can go for, and I believe the coolest of the three in here is the Black Wargreymon. So I decided to go ahead and do that, and I love how there's a mix into the Rhydon transformation into that fusion. So it's not only a Wargreymon. So I fuck with the evolution. And with that said, my friend, all we have to do now in order to be the champion is go against the Elite Four. So first of all, we go against Lorelei, and by using our brand new team member who is over level compared to everybody else, it's always the starter for some reason. Well, my Black Wargreymon swept her whole team. Now, when it comes to Bruno, again, it wasn't a challenge at all because, man, Black Wargreymon is just so good. Boom, now we go against Agatha, and bam, she got destroyed because we got some Digimons on their side. And honestly, Black Wargreymon is just so good. And he's so good, as you can see, that Lance stand no chance against it. He just is that good. And if I'm in trouble or anything like that, when my HP gets too low, I just end up healing it or using anything in my favor to make sure that I can win as much as possible. So yes, Black Wargreymon is really the MVP of this battle against Lance. When it comes to the champion battle, I used my Ankylomon so much into it since my Worry Zardmon wasn't too good against it. And honestly, with Ankylomon by her side, it really made that fight such an easy job just overall, man. And just like that, with our Digimon, we have become the champion of the Kanto region. And I gotta say that this was super fun. I had such a blast going through the Kanto region once again with fusions. But my friend, this is not over with. We actually have one more special Digimon that I want to get for because I feel like it will fit the storyline so well. So in this game, we can actually go to the Johto region. So I made my way there, and I defeated the Kimono girls, and by doing that, I was able to get the item to summon Zekrom and Reshiram. So I decided to do that after going through some maze, and now I was so certain that I needed to get those Pokemon in order to get that fusion, and I realized that I actually did not need that. All I needed was Kyurem, which I decided to just go for. I had to go through a little puzzle where Gyarados is normally living, but now everything is just in ice. So I did that, and now I was able to go against Kyurem, which I caught with an Ultra Ball. And now that I have him by our side, we need to get one more Pokemon in order to get that final Digimon fusion, which now I needed to ash a Panyard, I believe his name is, and which I got by giving him some Heart Scales that you can easily farm by just using Rock Smash on some rocks. Simple as that. And then what I needed to do is evolve it into Bisharp, which I did by leveling up. And by fusing Bisharp plus Kyurem, there you go, my friend. You get Zekrom. I guess that's the best fit for his name. And that thing is just insane, by the way. Like, it's Zekrom's weapon and Kyurem's body. It's just crazy, man. Like, it's an Omegamon fusion with the Zekrom's weapon and Kyurem's body pretty much, man, into Pokemon Fusion games. Honestly, this is my favorite one. And I figured that since now we have this amazing fusion, what would be the best thing that we could do? Well, is to go against the champion one last time. So by having this Omegamon form by our side, well, the champion got his ass destroyed, my friend. He was so goddamn good. And yep, I figured this will be a good way to end this run. So I gotta say that this game was an absolute blast. The fusion mechanics, the customizations, and the ability to turn Pokemon into Digimon made this one of the most unique experiences that I ever done on my channel. And I highly recommend to play this game, and I will actually suggest to go for the Pokemon Fusion as well, because I believe there's a lot of cool ones, but I just couldn't do it. So that is it for this run. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what Digimon Fusion was your favorite.